in this, you can find renewed conviction, courage, inspiration to set your goals that you have established for yourself for the following year. So I just need the. Oh, are you filming me?
I decided to film you.
I was going to ask you if you could do it.
Oh, nice. See, I read your mind.
You really did. I was going to ask for like a 30 to 60-second video.
I think I want to hear. I think we want to have
you're
the
amazing.
whole
Thank
thing.
you. Even though I don't have social media, but I do have a community, and sometimes they like it when I share these things. So here's where we at. So here's where we're at. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. This is not about, fizzling out of one reality and phasing into another one. We have work to do, and it's delicious work. It's the work that we've been waiting for. And so this is our golden moment right now. And I'm here to encourage you and inspire you with the knowledge that we have been navigating since the last 3 years, since 2020, okay, since the whole episode with COVID came out. The last 3 years have been the very beginning of this transition. I remember in the beginning of this year of 2023, so many of us were very excited and already feeling the new energies coming in, but it wasn't time yet. So I would tell everybody, well, don't get too excited if it doesn't fully work out this year, all the big projects, all the big ideas and visions. And because I knew that 2023, I was calling it the final cleanup. That was the final cleanup. We had work to do. And essentially the last 2 years, 2022 and 2023, were the biggest cleanups ever, because this had to do with lifetimes of what we call karma. And this is the need to have to come back and do it again and again and again and again and again and again and again until we slowly crawl our way up into the evolutionary ladder. And we just happen to be at a pivotal point in not just history, but humanity's evolution, that we don't need to do that anymore. We're ready to take quantum leaps. And I'm going to explain very soon why we're ready to take quantum leaps. But in order to take the quantum leap, we first have to even out the scales. This is what has been happening. And when we look at that this way, it just puts everything into perspective. We're like, oh, okay, I get it. 2022 and 2023 were all about lifetimes of closures finally coming to an end. What does this mean? Apparently to us, we're ending relationships, we're leaving jobs, we're leaving towns, we're leaving so many big aspects of our life. But what's really happening is we're closing the cycle and the need to have to repeat that lesson again. Be with another person or go to another city or have that pattern to work things out. So in this, we are literally crossing through this cusp of freedom. This is soul freedom. And this is the first time this has ever happened to us. So it's exciting. And when you look at it from that way, you allow things to go when they need to go. You allow yourself to stay focused, because everything is and will continue going through some chaos. And you need your focus. That is your only survival right now, is your center. Not your masters, not your teachers, not your gurus, yours. So we're standing right now at this threshold, at this cusp of really a new door into freedom. And to me, this is so exciting because I'm blessed with the ability to see the bigger picture in this way. And I know that everything is for a reason. So everything we've been going through in our lives, the things that we may look at as losses or delays or misunderstandings, and especially with people we love, with people that are family, right, close to us. But we have to be mature and understand that this is about everybody making their choices. We have to respect. It doesn't matter if they're part of your family or your partner for 20 years or your child, it does not matter. This is it's very individual between each person and their evolutionary path. And what you need to do is stay focused stay focused on your path. Now, your path is changing. Fact. Fact. That's because you're changing. So I am thrilled to welcome 2024 because now we are looking at another 3 years into the next chapter and the next stage. There are many stages, okay? This transition is far from over. This is ultimately the transition into what many of you may have heard as the Aquarius Age, or the Age of Aquarius. And this is an extensive subject. We are entering a new reality, a new way of living, a new way of seeing life, of ourselves and everything. It's just a natural evolutionary process for this dimension. So about every 2,000 years, we have a new energy that comes in astrologically, and it becomes a part of what we call the age. We have been in the last 2,000 years in the age of Pisces, and we are in the transition into a brand new age. So it's natural that things are going to come undone to make way for the new that's coming in. So 2024 and 2020 to 2026 is when we are ready for the very first trickling signs of the new to come in. And this is good news. This is good news because we haven't been ready up until now. So everybody that has been, what's happening? Oh my goodness, when is this going to change? What am I supposed to do? It hasn't even been time yet. We need time to walk through our experiences, okay? We have been going through lifetimes of closures and ending cycles. It has been a very valuable time, okay? People that are leaving your life now, they are meant to. You are being set free to walk your trajectory in a brand new way. So now as we open 2024 to 2026, we are standing at a beautiful window where we are finally ready, astrologically, energetically. There's a lot of really amazing, perfect, and mathematical factors that go into these moments and cycles and so forth. So we're finally ready. We're aligned with the energy of the new. Now, remember, 2024 is the first year of this 3-year path. Mm-hmm. So this is to give you perspective, because this coming year, the world will still be, I don't know if you have the saying here in America. In Brazil, they have the saying that is the chicken without the head. Mm-hmm. Yes? Okay, so this is what I see, like when I tap into the majority of people, like the collective, I just see like all these chickens without head, like, wah, 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 you know, just trying to do their thing, and being loud and imposing themselves and trying to figure out what's happening. Now you're going to see this a lot this coming year with world events. This is the year where we're going to see a lot of world events, especially from about June, July forward. And then, of course, leading into the end of the year, we have elections here and so forth. So we are coming into there's going to be a bit of a patch, from mid-2024 onward, where it's kind of like the 2-step forward, 1 step back, 2 step forward, 1 step back, okay? But 2024 is the year where we are technically ready. Okay, astrologically, we are aligned with that. So have faith, have vision, have strength, have courage, and know that last year we weren't in this dynamic. This coming year we will be. So this is the year where I am really bringing forth a message of the new leaders that are rising. And it really is a call to the leaders. Why? How much longer do I have? I could talk forever.
About 15 minutes.
Okay, good. It's perfect. So, why is this the age of the leaders, the new leaders? I've been calling it the new leaders. We are going to be having a lot of new leaders rising. And the reason for that is because we are entering a new dynamic. So we need new eyes. We need people who are ready to see the world with this new perspective. Why? Because the whole world is going to start naturally shifting to that. And this is the perspective of Aquarius. So Aquarius is preparing, it's already being introduced into our dynamic, and it will be the next overseeing frequency. It's like this parenting force that guides our evolution now for the next 2,000 years, a little more than that. So the dynamic of Aquarius is very different than Pisces, where we've been for the last 2,000 years. And without getting too into the details, I do have an ongoing, every month I have a theme with my community where we dive deep. Like this last one was the Astrology of 2024. So we covered all the months of the year, and I do have deep dives where we go into these subjects more extensively. But the Aquarius energy is the new energy that's coming into our reality. It's an energy that has to do with freedom. Whereas Pisces literally has to do with sleep. Yes. Also spirituality, of course, meditation. It's ultimately that place of stillness. And this is why when we think of spiritual people or masters or teachers, we imagine this like very serene, right? The stillness. It's beautiful. That's absolutely necessary. But the Aquarius energy is different. Aquarius is pure electricity. Aquarius is about waking up. It's radical. It's revolutionary. It can come through chaos, and it usually does in the beginning because its function is to rattle and shake things up, to be different, to break free from the norm, so that it can then bring change. So Aquarius is about revolution. Aquarius is about humanity, and it also is about individuality. And not individuality as in the separation factor, but it's the individuality of being able to express your true authentic self. This is very important because the whole world is heading in this direction. And more as the years go by, we're going to see that being one more, not going to work. Being one more teacher, one more healer, one more sound healer, Reiki practitioner, that is not going to work. You may see it now that it's starting to break down. We have 100 different, healers and 100 different whatever. And so everyone's trying to kind of figure themselves out, because now it's not just about the Reiki or just about this. Or I have a school where I teach astrology, and pretty much all my students in there, they're not just astrologers. They're learning astrology to incorporate it in their modalities. So we start to see the shift happening where it becomes a lot more about bringing your authentic voice, your authentic truth. This is part of the waking up process, where we are not groups anymore. We are not treated as groups. That's why we're going to see a phase where the world is going to start to rebel against maybe some government things that are going to be coming up and some laws and rules, because people are tired of being grouped in with the rest, and everybody's going to be looking for that authentic voice. This is a big theme of 2024, is to find that authentic voice. This is the number one tip or that I'm giving to people. Find your authentic voice. Even if you need to shut the world down for a little bit and the outside voices, because there is a whole new you that is coming forth. One of the main things that is happening this coming year, 2024, that is contributing to this and literally bringing in the energy of Aquarius is the planet Pluto, who is entering Aquarius. Now, the planet Pluto travels very slowly, and it takes him about 250 years. 250 years to get into a sign again and go all the way around the zodiac. So the last time he was in Aquarius was 250 years ago. It was when the world started going through revolutions everywhere, trying to free themselves from the different governments at the time. And then there was the French Revolution and all of the different revolutions and people trying to gain rights and freedom. And we're going to start to see something similar to that come up.
Mm.
Between the governments, between people, between what is our educational system, what is our health care system, these are the big questions that are going to be coming up. And because of this factor of waking up, people are ready to start thinking for themselves, speaking for themselves. So that's why we may still see a little bit of chaos this year. But it really is just the natural aspect of people waking up to the fact that they have a voice. And so the best thing that you can do is find your authentic voice. Don't get distracted with the drama from out there. Especially TV, especially news and internet and things like that, okay? Get away from all of that. Get away from personal, family drama. I had to do that this week with my mother, who I love so much. But the reality is that there's nothing I can do, her being in Brazil and me here. And this is something that my brothers and sisters need to resolve. So it pains my heart. And I said, Mom, there's nothing I can do from here, and I need to focus on my mission. So don't share anything more with me for now, because it's not going to help either of us. So we need focus. We need to put priorities straight. We need to really get serious now about the next 3 years. And the next 3 years are all about the new leaders rising. Well, new leaders are the people that can see into the Aquarius Age. How Reiki is going to be done in 10 years from now, or even 3 to 5 years from now. How astrology is going to be looked at and communicated in 3, 5, 10 years from now. These are going to be the new leaders, looking at the world through the lens of Aquarius. Now, you can only step up into this level of leadership when you do your work, when you know where that voice is coming from, unwavering, without influence from outside or external conditions. And this is why I am urging everyone at this golden space. It's from now, well, the end of the year is always a perfect time to do it, but we are going to still see a little bit of this being in the unknown, and like things just like, what's happening, until April. April and May, that's when the breakthrough energy comes in. And the breakthrough is what? Is crossing to this threshold of like, now we're ready for the new. Okay, so April and May is where we collectively embrace the new. This is going to be an era of information, technology, and consciousness. Mm-hmm. But not consciousness anymore of just holding a crystal and envisioning your third eye. No, this is embodying. This is becoming the living, breathing aspect of enlightenment itself. Mm-hmm. Speaking of enlightenment. Starting a whole TV show with that. But that's Aquarius. Aquarius is enlightenment. It's about waking up and being able to see. So we need to be able to see and think outside the box. This is the best advice I can give you. Think outside the box. You can only do that when you first prioritize yourself. This is no longer about healing. We've already done the healing, okay? So let's embrace the new life that we're ready for now. And yes, there's always going to be trauma to remember, and things to go back in your past life or early childhood and reminisce on that if you want. But we don't need to anymore stay repeating the patterns and loops. So let's give ourselves permission to be free. Find your authentic voice. Find your new baseline. It literally is a new baseline. And then from there, emerge into this new age of consciousness that is rising in the planet in this coming year. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.